Good afternoon, dear Commissioner Glesenti, dear Director, Professor Giannini, Excellencies, dear colleagues and fellow academics. I really wish to thank you, the organizer of this meeting, for the opportunity you give me to address on the topics of the future of higher education. The test that was very devastating on global education due to the outbreak of COVID-19 requires today a very careful evaluation both by multilateral and national organizations in order to establish an effective way forward in the present days. And also it requires appropriate measures for possible future threats in order to safeguard the right of education, which is a fundamental human right. For the same reasons, I particularly welcome the efforts of the Unit Twin UNESCO Chair programs to promote a debate of the future of higher education in the pandemic's time, analyzing digitalization and connectivity tools and their impact on the future of education, and also analyzing the innovative approaches that can be put down for teaching and learning methodologies. The 21st century exponential growth of information technology infrastructure is allowing today a large-scale implementation of innovative approaches for the diffusion of information and also for e-learning and e-teaching. The recent COVID-19 pandemic forced the acceleration of all digital processes, bringing as a day-by-day practice, e-teaching, e-learning, teleworking, and also experimental telemedicine, for example. On the specific sectors of distance teaching and learning activities, let me remind that in the agenda of the priorities of the EU Commission since 2019, we underline the need to speed the digital skills for both young people and adults, and also to adopt the EU Digital Education Action Plan as a fundamental tool for the realization of the European Green Deal. Nowadays, the place we are now is that we are in a phase where the transitional in-presence way to work, study, and assist, for example, patients in the health sectors are not temporarily changed. They are going to influence the future in a significant manner. So, although the connectivity and the possibility to use digital for keeping on the education side has been very important, there are, of course, a lot of negative consequences it had on both social and psychological side for a human being. We can say today that we are assisting to an impoverishment of knowledges and relational abilities of students and professors due to the social distancing and prolonged use of digital substitution of in-presence didactic activities. So what is the role of this government that should be taken together with the academics and the other decision makers? I think that nowadays what we have to do is to look at the future in an innovative manner, trying to find creative solutions and bearing in mind also the experience from the past. We must save the positive effects of digital transitions to be employed for part of the educational and activities, but also we have to bear in mind that nothing could replace the contact, the presence, the eye-to-eye contact, because this plays an important role on the educational processes, particularly for young generation. Another challenge to be considered is the less developed area of the world. So the risk to further increase the gap between the north and the south of the world, also due to the digital and infrastructural divide, is a threat, is a serious threat to be carefully considered in the international policies. I come to another point that you also underline in your program, and that is coming very often from the very excellent network UNESCO has inside. That is the need for a more interdisciplinary knowledge. The pandemic clearly highlighted that there is a need to cross the boundaries of various disciplines in order to address and solve or mitigate the present global challenges. Not only for the health issues, but for example, the climate issues can be also only faced through innovative solutions and indication that are coming from a very interdisciplinary analysis. So, being your association intrinsically interdisciplinary, I think that your role could be essential to support the national academy systems. And I have to tell you that one of the programs we are pursuing and is included in the recovery plan that Italy is adopting now is that of searching a new approach for the organization of the academic scientific sectors in order to favor all those sectors that are in between the more traditional ones and start to having a more flexible method that relies on the quality of science on one side, but also on new disciplinary type of knowledge on the other side. Thank you very much for your attention.